Hi, I'm Michael Pena, and I play Argon Ansel. It's a Latin name from nowhere in Latin America. And I play this guy who's an arms dealer, and he has a really huge company, and it spans globally. And, he really wants the technology of the Guard. And his right-hand man is this guy Irons, played by Jesse Williams, who tells him about this thing called the orb, the source, or whatever it is that is powering everything that the Guard is using to fight crime. And me being an arms dealer, I'm definitely interested, and I would love it if I could get my hands on this thing. There's a number of things that interested me about this particular project. Number one, when I read half the script, I heard that there was some interest in me for this part. I thought, well, this is cool. I don't normally get to play, the antagonist in a movie. I thought, wow, this would be really cool. I read, I think, about a third of it, and I was like, wow, it can go any which way, depending. So let me see, some of these guys, their movies. And then when I saw their movies, I thought, wow, these guys are legit. Little ideas and details and stuff that I thought was really cool and neat. They totally checked every box, and I thought, wow, these guys would be really exciting. And not only that, but the actors, everyone was good. Everyone was really, really good. And I thought, wow, this is not only do they have a firm grasp on story, but they also, have a good taste in terms of performances. So Jesse's great. He's got, very powerful look, which is perfect for Irons. There's a lot going on behind him as well. He's very tall. He's very serious. And he's a great Irons, you need someone who's been kind of had a lot of failures within his attempts into, attaining and getting the orb. And some people think that he's kind of crazy, and I'm funding this project, but at the same time, I don't know if he's crazy or not. And he's got a little bit of that going right now, which is perfect. Today was the first day that I met Owen, and it's the first time that I ever worked with him. And I thought, wow, this guy's awesome. Gosh, he just, he's really had a tremendous career. So when you try to stay in the moment when you're, doing a scene with him, but it was fun. The young adults are so cool because I think they cast them really well. Everyone offers something different, you know what I mean, for this group dynamic, there's some that they're all really clever people. And it's just an amazing group. The mercenaries are fantastic. You have, three guys, actually four guys that turn into three people. And again, it's so cool, but they look way tougher than Argon. And, they're all deadly in a different way. And they're also they look so different, but they look like the real deal, like they would actually be mercenaries. The set is pretty amazing because it's, we're in Atlanta here at Gwinnett Mall. And at first, they tell you that it's in a mall, and you think, okay, well, that's kind of cool. I've seen Stranger Things kind of do something like this in Atlanta as well, and I thought it was pretty cool. But the way they decked it out was it's insane. My suit's pretty cool because I kind of steal the Guard suit, and it's going to be cool to see somebody with a dad bod, with a suit, because normally all these guys get jacked. And when I asked the guys, I'm like, hey, do you want me to get in shape? He's like, no. Are you sure? You don't, get in shape because I'm going to wear the suit? And they're like, no, it's okay. So I thought, all right, okay, cool. So I'm like, I think it's going to be cool to see two dads fight it out in suits. It's going to be pretty rad. I do want to talk about Rel and Henry. Those guys I think are just awesome to work with. Really, I've been doing it for 26 years. So nowadays I'm I just want to do stuff that my kid will watch or that I will really enjoy watching. Like I said, it's all about storytelling. So you just want to be part of the best stories. And luckily for me, I get to be in some cool stories. But then you got to get along or collaborate with the storytellers, and that being Henry and Rel. I mean, they're just fantastic. You always wonder how two directors are going to be able to direct and have it be one single vision, and they do it nonstop. you know, it's the best idea wins, but they're not doing it like diplomatically. Like they're actually like, you know, they're contributing to the motion of like, oh, this is cool, and you're like, we need this, of course, yeah, and then we need that, you know, we need that element. So there's these, you know, like a checklist of what's needed and wanted per scene, and then, you know, invariably, like they both have their different sets of notes that they'll pitch in as to what they need, and there's a bunch of alts that they'll ask, and also cinematically they know what shot they want. And I think it goes back because when they first met, I think they were editors at an NPR station for small videos, right? So they have the mind of an editor, and so they don't care where the idea comes from. You know, it's what can they edit and what the scene needs, which I think is a really cool perspective. And it also lessens the type of pressure that you feel as an actor, you know, because you know that you're going to try different stuff. And I do have different ideas from time to time, which is always really cool to exercise. It's a really cool story for Charlie in a way where, like, you know, he's a little bit nervous, he's a little bit unsure of himself, and you know, finally he accepts who he is, and you know, does some pretty heroic stuff. But I mean, that's in the background of a superhero movie. It's really just being yourself and doing the things you like, but really just being true to yourself and accepting who you are, you know. And I think they did it, you know, in a very smart way. They executed that because they were able to do that, and follow, you know, he's got a very true and great arc, and you follow that arc throughout the movie. And you know, all the superhero stuff is really cool, but at the end of the day, like, you really are rooting for this kid Charlie. The most memorable part for me has to be the collaboration with the writer, you know, the directors, everyone involved. You know, there's sometimes where you get to a set and you say, like, I have a lot of ideas, and they said, yeah, but then they really want you just to do whatever's on the script, which is fine. But for me, you know, especially in movies like this, sometimes there's more, you know, and you want to discover more, and you have this performance energy, you know, that you don't have when you're rehearsing, and then you get the creative juices flowing, and everyone's been really rad. It's going to be one of these movies that I remember, you know, in my career, say, wow, I had a good time doing that one.